For this project we will be needing Lion Brand's Landscape Renewed, and this is the color Marble, and this yarn is a number 4 yarn, and we will be also needing a 7mm hook and a 5mm hook. So with my larger hook I am going to grab my yarn and I'm going to be doing a slip knot. And for this size small adult, I am going to be chaining 46. Now that I have my 46 chains, I am ready to get started on my first row, and I am going to half double crochet in the second chain from the hook. So 1, 2, going to yarn over, insert my hook in the chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Going to yarn over, insert in the next chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. And I am going to repeat this all the way across my chains, and I will end up with a total of 45 half double crochets. I am finishing up my row of half double crochets, and I am going to be chaining 1 and turning my work, and I am going to be repeating this exact same row, and I am going to insert in the first stitch and do a half double crochet. Forgot to mention that I like to place a stitch marker on my first stitch on both sides so I do not lose my stitches. And I am going to continue to half double crochet all the way across my stitches, my 45 stitches. And for this size small adult, we will be repeating this row for a total of 17 rows. I have finished my 17 rows of my body of half double crochets. Now I am ready to get started on the band of our beanie, and this will be folded and the band will be right here once we are all done, and we'll be seaming right through here. So it's starting to take shape, and to get my band started I am going to switch to my smaller hook, my 5mm. And for this size adult small, I am going to be chaining 11. Now that I have my chain, I will be starting on the ribbing, and I am going to be working in the second chain from the hook, and I am going to do a half double crochet. So 1, 2, gonna yarn over, insert my hook into my chain, yarn over, pull through all loops. And I am going to repeat half double crochets all the way across my chains back to the body. I have finished my stitches, my half double crochet all the way across my chain, and I have a total of 10 half double crochets. I've arrived at the body's edge, and I am going to skip the first stitch and work into the next stitch and do a slip stitch, and I am going to do another slip stitch in the next stitch, and from here I am going to turn my work. And to create the ribbing, we are going to be working into the back loop only of the stitch, and I know this is a bit dark for the color, but this is the V of our stitch right here, and typically we go through both loops of our stitch straight through, but for this one we're only going to be working in the back loop only of the stitch right here. So to get started on our ribbing, I am going to be skipping the 2 slip stitches of the body, so 1, 2, and work in the next stitch right here. So I am going to yarn over, insert my hook in the back loop only of my stitch, and do a half double crochet, and I am going to repeat this all the way across, working half double crochets in the back loop only all the way across my 10 stitches. I am working into the last stitch, and I am going to chain 1 and turn my work, and I am going to insert my hook into my first stitch in the back loop only and continue to have double crochet in the back loop only all the way back to the body's edge. Every so often I like to count how many stitches I have, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, just to make sure I haven't lost any in the process. And this is our last slip stitch right here, so we are going to slip stitch in the next 2 stitches, so 1 and 2, and I am going to turn my work, and I am going to be repeating these last 2 rows all the way across the body, all the way to the end. So I am going to skip my 2 slip stitches, so 1, 2, and work into the back loop only of the next stitch. I have finished my band, and now we are ready to seam the sides. I have fastened off with a long tail for seaming, and with my yarn and needle we are going to be seaming with a mattress stitch. Now this stitch, the half double crochet or the band, there's no right or wrong side, they're interchangeable. However, the slip stitch that we did here can show. So this is going to be my wrong side, where I am going to be flipping my beanie this way, so we don't see just the yarn showing on this side. So we are going to be doing the mattress stitch, and the mattress stitch is done with the right side facing. So this is my right side of my beanie, and I am going to go ahead and put my ribbing together with the right side facing, and I am going to go ahead and pull my yarn through at the very bottom of the edge. I'm gonna go to the other side and do it one more time, make it nice and secure, just like so. Okay, and the mattress stitch, we are going to be going from one side to the other in a zigzag manner, and like I said, we are doing this with the right side facing. So we are going to go to the other side, and the trick is to go in between the stitches and not catching the yarn. So make sure your needle goes through the stitches and you pull through, and we are going to get to the other side, find a gap between the stitches, make sure you're not catching the yarn once again, and we are going to continue to do this all the way up. And once we have done a little bit, then we can pull through, and the yarn will become invisible as we pull through. And just make sure it's not too tight, otherwise the seam's going to be a little uncomfortable. So, and continue to do this all the way up to the end of our band, and I will see you once we finish with the band. So I have arrived at the end of my rim, and I am going to, we're now ready to get started on the body, and I am going to flip this over, and I am going to unfold my band, and I am going to bring my yarn through, and I am ready to do the same thing. So remember, this is going to be the right side facing for my body, and I am going to repeat the same process and find a gap between my stitches and on both sides and go through on each side in a zigzag manner all the way up to the crown. So I am just putting through my yarn in between my stitches. Once I do a little bit, I can just pull through my yarn, and I always like to give it a bit of a tug so it's not too tight. And I am just going to continue all the way up to the crown of the beanie. So I have finished the seam of my body, and I've arrived at the crown, and I am going to go ahead and pull through a couple of times at the end here just to secure the edge. And once I am done, I am going to pull through here one more time, and I am going to go through every other stitches and go around the crown just like so. And pull through. I'm just going to go all the way around. Now that I've gone right around, I am going to pull through and close the crown, and I'm just going to go ahead and go around a few more times just like so, just to secure the end. I have seamed the two sides of my beanie, and I have made a pom-pom with the matching yarn, and I have created this pom-pom with my pom-pom makers, and they come in different sizes. I did use the larger one for this one, and if you want to know how to use these pom-pom makers, just watch my pom-pom video tutorial on my channel. If you don't want to make your own pom-pom, you have the option to also use one of those faux fur pom-pom, and these ones are easy to make, easy to attach by using the other side of the pressure button. You just sew it on the other side and clip it on, and here we are. This is our patchwork beanie.